Kalal Wawadlaya Basham Basham Kakudash, double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone Will and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers and four corners of the sea, pushing this within truth and sincerity. I'm going to master okay with that. I'm from two video about this article here. And so you go through the article and get whatever scriptures, come up with the spirit, to the spirit, this kind of way. Because everything we said coming to light and the agendas of the elite being made plain as day. So if you still trusting in Egypt, then you are clearly a fool, It says Tulsi Gabbard confirms confirms Americans who oppose COVID mandates were put on domestic terror watch list. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has declassified documents that reveal Americans who oppose COVID mandates, including lockdowns, vaccine and mask orders, were placed on the domestic list. The Biden administration labeled those who disagreed with the government stance as domestic violent extremists. Wow. Violent extremists is just wow. He clearly doesn't know the meaning of the word violent. As Tulsi Gabbard explains, the federal government abbreviated the term to DVEs. So basically, the men of the Lord will be considered DVEs, Catherine Herridge, one of the journalists who obtained the newly declassified records, notes the designation created an articulable purpose for FBI or other government agencies to open an assessment of individuals. In other words, the government was making it legal for three-letter agencies, FBI, CIA, so on and so forth, to target known dissenters who had not broken any laws. The former FBI agent told Herridge that this is often the first step toward a formal investigation. Herridge further reports the report claims that anti-government or anti-authority violent extremists, specifically militias, characterize C-19 vaccination and mask mandates as evidence of government overreach, a sweeping range of COVID narratives the report states have resonated with DVEs motivated by Conan. Okay. The FBI Department of Homeland Security and the National Counterterrorism Center co-authored the December 13th, 2021 intelligence product whose title reads DVEs and foreign analogs may react violently to COVID-19 mitigation mandates. The report cites criticism of mandates as prominent narratives related to violent extremism. These narratives include belief that COVID-19 vaccines are unsafe, especially for children, one part of a government or global conspiracy to deprive individuals of their civil liberties and livelihoods, and are designed to start a new social or political order. And all those are correct. Basically, all those are correct. And now you could do the research why you feel Fauci and the wanted list and so on and so forth. All these men who was promoting and pushing the agenda, why you feel they on the wanted list now? Alright? Why you feel they're saying, why you think they're stepping down and so on and so forth? Right? It's a way they could go to social media companies and say you don't want to propagate domestic terrorism, so you should take down this content, said former FBI agent Steve Friend. Wow, so the so-called violent extremists would doctors and concerned citizens. Right? Warning that the experimental COVID vaccines might not be safe for young people. Turns out they weren't, spreading dangerous misinformation after all. They were raising legitimate concerns about that big pharma and government agencies are now quietly beginning to admit or validate all along. Funny how the narrative shifts when the truth finally catches up. Yeah, because all of a sudden we are violent extremists, but all we do is talking. All we do is talk. So we be the mouthpieces of Yahweh Bashim Shai. That's all we do, right? That's all we do. And the fact of the matter is, you know what? This we told y'all this was going to bite y'all in the ass, basically. We told y'all this, right? But no, Egypt has done no wrong. Egypt could do no wrong, right? Egypt could do no wrong. So no, bear with me 1 second. Jeremiah 5 and 20. It's like Isaiah 5 and 20. One to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. You understand? And that is what it is, because the saying what we're doing is evil when we clearly doing the job that is bestowed upon us by our Basham Rasha. You warning the people, this is not good, don't do this, this will lead you to XYZ. And look now, the fact of the matter is you all will literally killing people, you understand? Literally and legally. Nobody could interfere with only up until now. But the truth coming out, and I mean, where you going to run, where you going to hide, you know? The truth is the obstacle that, you know what, you can't get around it, you can't get over it, it's just there. You know, this kind of verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from them. Yeah, you know. The people who say, you know what, they was trying to help understand the other. 95% of the time it could be fucking jigs, you know. They just love the system, they just love it so. But this article goes to show that just speaking against the agenda alone is enough to get, you know what I mean, in some serious consequences, you know. Is enough to get in some serious consequences with the top dogs, so to speak. Jeremiah 5 and 14. It says, wherefore thus saith Yahweh power of hosts, because ye speak this word, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. Yeah, it will devour them, because it's not only the thermonuclear fire alone. You know what I mean? When Yahushua returns to exact his revenge on this place, to tear down this kingdom, you're going to cleanse with what? With fire, right? They will burn. You understand? And this is more so for this is more so geared toward what to our own. Do you want to stand firm with Egypt? Do you want to resonate everything the elites say resonate with them? You know, they're proud to be a part of the society. You know what I mean? They flaunt it. They don't care what is right or wrong. What the government says it is what it is. They don't think the docile, as Jacob Rockefeller said, he don't want nation, I think, as you want nation of workers. And they're excellent, phenomenal workers, employees of the century, so to speak. Right? So to speak, I'm gonna stay on silent for the time being. Yeah. Alright, so we word will be what as fire, right? And them go be wood and they go burn them. And this how they lashing out. You understand? And you wish I warned us of all these things happen. You understand? We have been warned and we do the warning, right? So pretty soon a famine of the word. Because scriptures does say to be harmless as a dove, but wise as a serpent. Right? That's roughly paraphrasing. So hope it was insightful and inspiring to the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem and Shai Hashem Kakodash. Until next time, Shalom.